Monster Integration written by Anwen. Chapter 12 Acciden. Did you pack everything? My mother asked. Yes, I said. Yes, Mom, I packed everything. I said to my mother as she was fussing over my clothes. My father came to the living room and handed me a palm-sized box. What is it? I asked. You opened it, he said back. Feeling curious, I opened the box. Gasp, I gasped seeing the thing inside of the box. It is grade 1 magical artifact. It looked little damaged but seemed usable. I picked the hilt and inject my mana inside into it. A curved blade started to expand from the hilt. Soon it turned into 70 centimeters katana. Undefined, I found it in our old town after Monster Horde left, he said. The owner of this sword must be dead or eaten by the monster. It is damaged, but it's still grade 1 magic artifact which is used by corporal level powerhouse. Despite being little damaged, it is still very useful for specialist level powerhouse. Normal grade 1 artifact cost about 50,000 union credit and damaged artifact will easily sell to 30,000, which also yearly income of my family. Beep, I heard from my watch. It was a notification when I read. Father, don't, you guys need it more, and there is also a baby, I said. My father, I had transferred 10,000 credit to my account. Keep it, it was saving we did for you, we even spend some of it. My mother said apologetically. I again double-checked my backpack before locking it. All ready, I said to wear my backpack. Choo, choo, Ashlyn called out as her parents were coddling her. She somehow got out of their coddle and flew on my shoulder. Beep, let's go, the car is waiting, said father, as notification sounded on my father's holowatch. My fat had an ordered car for the train station. The hover car already by the street, we all get in it. It started to speed toward the train station. It is AI, it didn't need a driver. You just voice command your destination. Not long after we reach the train station, the station is small and only 50-some people could be seen. Most of my classmates had left and not many stayed in the town. There are only 2 trains daily. Traveling alone is death wish as all area out is filled with danger. Only those as corporal stage can travel along with their monster, even they also bear some risks dying traveling alone. That how the dangerous the world is. Soon the train came. Train only stops for 10 minutes in town. Sobs. I'll miss you, said my mom. Remember to call every week, she said, wiping her tears. Yes, Mom, I said, and hugged my parents. Besides me, Ashlyn is also coddled by her parents. Ashlyn, let's go, I said. My voice saved her from her parents as she landed on my shoulder. I took my seat by the window and waved my parents goodbye. As the train started to accelerate, the figure of my parents became smaller and smaller till I can't see them anymore. As train speed passed the town, it entered underground. All the train run underground, fearing an attack of monsters on the surface. The walls of underground tunnels are reinforced with superalloy, so there is little risk of monsters breaking past it and attacking the train. I will take 9 hours to reach Carol City. In between train will stop in another 4 stops. Seeing there is nothing to in the dark tunnel, I called back Ashlyn. Inside me started to purify my mana. In few days of absorbing, I completely filled the central storage of refinement engine. Now I only have to further re-refine that mana. There is a need to set a special position to operate the refining engine. I started to purify the mana by refining processes and compressing process. It took a little more than an hour before I finished 2 rounds of re-refining my mana. I got tired after 2 rounds. The lights are dim, half of the passengers either sleeping or doing something on their holowatches. Sometime later Ashlyn also come out of me and started looking curiously at the passengers. Only some people had their monster out. As rule, no monster larger than the hand can stay on the train, so mostly young monsters fits that criteria. An announcement rang out from the train informing train will stop on the station at next stop. Soon the train stopped. Passengers got in and got out, and seat in front of me is filled by a cute young girl, same age as me, who is holding fire wolf cub, and the serious-looking man who is wearing a black suit seemed to be with a young girl. This fire wolf looked different from the normal fire wolf. It has a distinguishable flame mark on its head which looked like a real fire. This wolf must be mutated or activated some high-level strain, and it giving off energy stronger than Ashlyn. It must be at LV.2 a private stage. That wolf started barking playfully at Ashlyn and trying his all to get out of that girl's hold. Fire. If you behave, I will give a treat later, she said and smiled apologetically at me. I smiled back at her. Time passed by and I purify my mana one more time. I don't want to waste any time, as there are only 5 years till League of Heroes and I want to participate in it. The 9-hour train ride is over as we reach the Carol City. It is big class 6 city which is famous among the mid-level adventures. I told all my friends and the family that I am going to Carroll City, but my real destination is West Blood City. West Blood City is Class 9 city, same as a capital and also the most dangerous city in the Republic. It is known as Adventurer's Paradise as it's situated in the most fertile part of the Republic. Forests surrounding it filled with both monsters and magical plants. 1/3 new adventurers always die in their first year in hands monsters and man. It is also a city which most attacked by monster horde every year, but it also a city which is most wealthy as it's surrounded by dangerous but fertile. Many adventurers go to West Blood City to hunt monster and get rich every year. I decided to wait 3 hours in the station. To pass the time I brought a snack for both myself and Ashlyn. The train came half an hour early and it will stay at half an hour. I walked towards the levitating train like rest of the people. According to my tickets, my seat at the rear end of the train. As I entered the train to find the box is very crowded, I brought the cheapest ticket I could find. I walk into crowds, sometimes even stepping on someone's toe to find my seat. The seats in the box are so small that it barely looked bigger than 5-year-old child seats. I somehow sat on seat sandwiched between two hulky middle-aged men. I barely able to move an inch as I sit sandwiched between them. Thank God I took Ashlyn inside me. Seeing her nature, she might have attacked some men here in anger. From the energies, I am sensing most of the men here seem to be in a private stage. This is the box of poor people, I suppose, as all people look here to be brute workers. The train started to speed up and soon it entered underground. It will take 2 days to reach the West Blood City. The boxcar is loud with all people shooting and taking. I even got little ruffled in it. I wanted to operate the refinement engine, but this is not a good time. Time passes on. It's been more that day. I am to the train to the West Blood. I never going by the cheap ticket again. It was so tiring as I can't properly move my feet. Thud, I hear a faint sound like something hitting the train. Soon that noise increased. People started to look all direction as it coming from all over the train. Thudump, crash, the train is suddenly flipped over and crash. I started to pray at final movement before I lost consciousness due to shock. If you want more chapters, please put the like button and subscribe to my channel Journey of Imagination.